Hey, it's Coach 2K with Coach2K.com. I'm back with another video, and I'm calling this video Who's Reppin' Who? And it's the ultimate good game finder. At least that's what I'm hoping to accomplish here. And I'm going to create a list of guys and what system they're on and what team they represent almost exclusively. So I want to walk you through a few things, and then if you fit my criteria, I want you to just let me know in the comments below or in the comments on Coach2K.com, where I've got this article where I'll include a link in the description. Now, as many of you guys know, I'm from the Indianapolis area. I've been a Pacer fan for, gosh, it seems like almost 40 years now. I use the Pacers all the time against everybody. Doesn't matter what the roster is. I play win or lose, and I just try and get better as the year goes on. And I take my lumps sometimes, and sometimes I play pretty good. And I'm looking for people that are just like me. I've been doing that for the last 3 years. I've kind of given up on hoping that I'll eventually find a guy in Utah just like me using the Utah Jazz. But you know, that guy's probably out there playing the CPU or something, and maybe he just doesn't know that I'm looking for him. But anyway, I've kind of given my search up and passed it on to my commissioner, Alabama Rob, who is from Atlanta and uses his Hawks. We found about half the league. We found about half of the NBA. We found users that rep their teams pretty good, but we're always looking for more, and I want to try and connect people to guys that are just like them in other cities, even if they don't happen to want to play in a league. So the criteria I'm looking for is that you live in or around the city that the NBA team is in. So I always think it's kind of interesting. There'd be a guy who he lives in Milwaukee, but he plays as the Warriors. If the guy lives in Milwaukee, I'd hope he'd be a fan of the Bucks, and he'd use the Bucks all the time. So that's kind of the biggest criteria right there. That doesn't mean you can't be a diehard fan. If you're a diehard fan of a team and you always have been, and you represent that team and you watch the games, then obviously, if you represent that team well, then that's good too. You'd be a guy that uses the team every year, regardless of who's on the squad. You're not just like a super team user, going in quick match, playing guys just to win. I'm looking for guys that play users. A lot of guys play as their team against the CPU, but they won't step foot outside that. I'm looking for guys that will actually play users and play users on the right settings and complete games. And the right settings are 12-minute quarters, Hall of Fame, difficulty, simulation sliders, and you'll play a complete game without quitting. That doesn't mean you got to be in a league or anything, but it does mean that you'd want to be included on the list and maybe play other guys in other NBA cities. You'd be a regular roster kind of user. This year I operated without Paul George, and that was a tough year to use the Pacers without George. But I'm not interested in rebuilding the team. I'm going to use who the Pacers get on the roster, and I'm going to try and make the best of it. I'm looking for guys that care about the product, the game that they put on the floor against other users. It doesn't mean you can't be really awesome and still put together a good game out there. I mean, you can be both. And it doesn't mean you got to win every time either. So, I think there are a lot of guys out there that play really well, and they don't, they're not out to win every game. I want guys that are competitive, of course, but I don't want winning to be the ultimate goal of every single game. I want guys that are interested in playing each other for the experience of playing in other NBA arenas. The other thing is, you kind of need to have a good internet connection to play other users. So what I've done, I've completed a list of all the NBA teams on a post on my website, Coach2K.com. Again, I'll put that link in the description, and I'm going to start keeping track of guys that identify with certain teams. And so if you kind of fit that criteria, you can let me know in the comments below on the YouTube video, or you can go to the site and actually put your comments there. But when you do, put your team that you rep, the system you're on, whether you're on PlayStation 4 or whether you're on the Xbox One. We're going to limit it to those two systems. Anything prior to that, or as we go on, if this is an older video in the future. I'll still add people. Just let me know whether you're PlayStation or Xbox or what system it is. And then also let me know what your PlayStation Network ID is, and if you're on Xbox, what your gamer tag is. And I'll note people that are on Xbox and whether they're on PlayStation in the list. So help me share the post, share this video, get the word out, ask people if they rep a certain team. If they do, let's get them on the list. And then once you guys start matching up with each other, and then in the comments let me know if you end up playing people and how the games went, who won, who lost. It's all just in an effort to get people playing the game. I always try and encourage everybody to get on the court and actually play people, because the game, it's frustrating at times, but it's also one of the funnest things to do when you're playing other users who actually think and observe what you do and try and expand your game by taking things away. So I'm Coach 2K with Coach2K.com. I rep the Indiana Pacers. Who do you rep? Let me know in the comments.